It's time for a Capital One Team USA report. For it, we bring in our friend JP Morosi back from the Milan games. We'll get to that in a moment. First, JP, good morning. And Tarik Skubal, a one-hit wonder at the World Baseball Classic this year.
Yes, Matt and Harold, good morning. That was the news of the last couple of days in Lakeland, Florida, that Skubal will make one start for Team USA at the World Baseball Classic, then return to the Tigers camp. They're in Polk County, Florida. The expectation is that he will start the game against Great Britain. That is game 2 for Mark DeRosa's Team USA. And if you make the big picture point here, remember that Skubal pitched all the way through the American League Division Series. And it has been tradition in many ways for the World Baseball Classic roster. Here's a look at the Team USA pitchers. Of all of those starters, Skubal, you'd have to say, had the heaviest October workload of them all. And it is most often the case that starters on postseason teams, at least for Team USA, are not always principal players on the subsequent year's World Baseball Classic rotation because of the workload. So you understand it. They get the one start from Skubal. Logan Webb, according to Shayna Rubin, is expected to be Team USA starter in Game 1 against Brazil. That would mean Paul Skeens would get either Game 3 against Mexico or Game 4 against Italy. You saw Joe Ryan on the screen a moment ago. He has had a little bit of an injury concern in Twins camp, so that could create some complexities there. But the key thing about that board that we just saw a moment ago, guys, is Team USA and Mark DeRosa, Andy Pettitte, they have many more starting pitching options than before. Names like Boyd, Waka, McLean. They've got a tremendous amount of depth there to handle it. So while Team USA fans might want to have Skubal pitch the championship game, the reality is he was busy in October. He's got a big year ahead, and one Skubal start is better than 0 Skubal starts.
Well, and here's the challenge, JP. It's like going to the mound in the 7th inning and talking to the pitcher to take him out. You have to have that decision made. You're coming out. If you leave it up to him, he's going to compete. And so the same thing here. But I'm a little concerned with the fan base because by the time they get to the finals, everybody's going to be wanting Skeens and Skubal pitching for a championship. And those guys are going to have their engines revving. And so I know we're getting out in front of it early and saying he won't be there, but the competitor in him, if he pitches this early, Game 2, and then by the time they get to Miami, that's what, Game 7 or 8? That's another 2 weeks later? I don't know, man. It's going to be tough for those guys to say no. That's how I see it.
Well, a couple of things. Number one, he's clearly already made the choice, and he did not decide to pitch for Team USA until this overall big picture choice was made. So make the choice on February 24th, and in reality, he made this choice long before he spoke yesterday with reporters. So I think the Tigers have been on board with this plan. Team USA is on board with this plan. And when you look at the roster and understanding how many starting pitchers that Mark DeRosa chose, now it all makes sense. You carry this many starters when you know that you only get one start of Skubal. And I would say this, that Team USA has much more starting depth, even if you take Skubal aside. And we'll see about Joe Ryan, and if he can't go, then maybe they try to add someone of similar capability.
Yeah, but wouldn't you have said to Skubal, and maybe they did, like, hey, we're going to gamble that we're going to be at the semis and the finals. I want you there.
Yeah.
Great Britain? I mean, no offense, but I don't remember the last time Great Britain put a team up against us that's going to beat us. I don't.
And in fairness, I do think the way that Skeens lines up, and my expectation would be that Skeens would pitch against Mexico, if I had to guess on this day, that would line up Skeens to pitch in either the semi or the final. So you'll get Skeens in one of those 2 games, and then the other one might be based on how things come through the first round. And again, Logan Webb, he's an all-star pitcher as well. They've got a lot of big names on that pitching staff right now.
All right, so baseball's international competition set to start in about 2.5, 3 weeks. And you just got back from Milan, the ultimate international competition, the Olympic Games, where we all watched that gold medal hockey match on Sunday. Team USA, their first victory, their first gold since the Miracle on Ice team. Canada's looking for some revenge. This does not set well with Harold's friends north of the border.
I love Canada.
So, Maddie and Harold, yes, first and foremost, you know how much I love international sports. Proud Italian-American. My mom's family is from just west of Milan. So if you thought this game was going to happen and that I wasn't going to be there, well, you were sadly mistaken. So there I was. I was actually at the U.S.-Sweden game. That was the U.S.-Sweden game, which went into overtime, and the U.S. won. I brought my oldest daughter, Gabriella, to the U.S.-Canada women's gold medal game. We were at that game, which the U.S. won in overtime. And then I went to the men's gold medal game. And by the way, there I am. That's before the U.S. Men and Canada played the gold medal game. My friend Jiho Yu from the Yonhap News Service of Korea, he walks up to me and says, "Morosi, what are you doing here?" I said, "Gio, that's a great question." And then we proceeded to talk about the World Baseball Classic for about 10 minutes. There we were having a talk about how Team Korea could advance through that. Now, we talk about Canada and the U.S. on the baseball field. People forget, 20 years ago, they called this the miracle on grass. The Canadians, there's Justin Morneau, beating the U.S. in Phoenix in the WBC. It has happened before. The earliest that Team USA and Canada could face off in the WBC would be the quarterfinal in Houston. Could you imagine if there's a rematch? And could you imagine if that game goes into extra innings with the extra inning rules? Hey, listen, Canada has, and I'm going to get into this right now, Canada has their best chance of ever getting out of the group. The draw in Puerto Rico is manageable, and their rotation options are better than usual. Here's the way it could look for them.
Well, they've got a squad. They've
got a squad, Harold. More than likely, we can see Soroka, Quantrill, Taillon, Blazovic. They've got James Paxton, too. Listen, this is the best rotation Canada has ever had, and it is the best draw Canada has ever had. They do not have to face Team USA in pool play as they did last time around. So if they're able to find a way to finish first or second in Puerto Rico, then they could end up facing the Americans in Houston in the quarterfinal. Be a couple storylines if that's the case there in Houston.
JP, you've been drinking that Olympic Kool-Aid, man. Now let's talk about Italy real quick. So tell us about the culture, man. I know you have family there. You spoke Italian the whole time?
Well, I spoke as much as I could. Listen, I loved it. Milan did a fantastic job of hosting it, and we had there were so many North Americans there. I would say that, especially at the hockey venue, I saw a lot of Canadians and a lot of Americans. There were actually some people that were talking with me. There were even those, and I mean this honestly. I was chatting with my friend Elliot Friedman from Sportsnet and CBC during one of the intermissions at the hockey venue, and a fan walked up to us and said, "Hey, Morosi, I watch MLB Central." So we had an MLB Central fan walking up to me at the Santa Giulia Hockey Arena. We were talking a little baseball. My friend Martin Kolsoot, who was a Dutch reporter who had covered the WBC before. We had so much WBC, so much Olympics going on. And I'll tell you this, you know how much I love the different languages. It actually warmed my heart. Obviously, being able to sing our anthem warmed my heart after the gold medal games. That was really special. But to even hear the announcements of the starting lineups, which were done both in Italian and in English, I am a big believer, my friends. Everything sounds better in Italian. So when Jack Hughes was announced, he wasn't just announced as a forward. It was attaccante. Attaccante.
You like Italians, baby.
Difensori. Connor Hellebuck, the Michigan native, not just a goaltender, portiere. Portiere. It just sounded so great. Loved it.
I got to rein you back in. I got to rein you back. Sorry, I sent you down that road.
As soon as you asked him about that, I was like, oh, boy. JP,
we're on time.
Good stuff, man. You know, JP, by the way, I'll leave you with this. He likes to paint the picture for the underdog nation, right?
Yeah.
JP was probably one of those in the stands or watching at home in '92 when the U.S. Dream Team basketball team, Jordan, Pippen, Barkley, when Barkley was dunking on Angola, and everybody's going, USA, USA. It's like 150-6 or whatever. JP,
they got a chance.
Yeah, right. The guy.